Getting a month ahead on your bills is a life-changing thing to do. It simplifies the budgeting process so that it's not so overwhelming anymore and you are no longer living paycheck to paycheck. So let's talk about it. Now, I don't mean going and paying all your bills ahead of time so that they're a month ahead. What I mean is that you have a bill account, which is just a checking account that holds the total amount of all of your bills plus a buffer. Once you have this total amount of money in here, you set your bills to auto pay out of this account so that you don't have to think about them anymore. And then each time that you're paid, you send a consistent amount each paycheck back to this bill account to replenish it and make sure it always has enough money. This essentially removes the need for you to budget and figure out which checks need to pay for which bills and do I have enough money with this check to pay my rent and my car payment, or am I going to be negative, not have enough to buy groceries this week, etc. It's going to make your budget completely more predictable because you know that each check you are sending a consistent amount back to this bill account and then you're good. The rest of that money can be used for groceries, gas, fun money, whatever you want. Now, because you have this buffer in here, there's always going to be enough money and you're constantly replenishing it with each check. The only thing you're going to have to do is go and monitor this from time to time to make sure everything is still up to track. How much do you need to send per check back to your bill account to replenish it? It's going to totally depend on your situation, your bills. What you need to do is find your total bill amount, and I mean anything that you pay online, anything that has a due date, things like your rent or mortgage, your utilities, your subscriptions, etc. Now divide that number by the number of checks that you get per month. So if it's monthly, it's just going to be 1. If it's bi-weekly, you're going to do 2. If it's weekly, you're going to do 3. The number you get here is what you're going to send back to this account per check. Do not add the buffer in there for this, okay? You don't want to be replacing the buffer all the time. The buffer's already in there. You just need to do the total bills amount divided by the number of checks you get. How are you going to save that amount? Well, you're going to do something like a savings challenge, and you need to have a budget to see what you have left over each month that you can send to this savings challenge, because this is not going to be a small amount, right? It's probably going to be at least over $1,000, sometimes multiple thousands of dollars that you're going to have to save for this. It is a savings goal, and it is not going to happen overnight, and that is okay. You need to prepare yourself for that in advance and know it's going to take you some time to save that amount. The point is that you have a goal. So you find this amount of money that you need to save, you make it a goal, do a savings challenge, print yourself out a tracker or something. And then once you get that total amount saved, you move it to this bill account and it lives there and you set the system up for yourself. And I promise it's worth it. It makes your life way easier. I've been doing this for years and it transformed the way that I handle my finances, and it also does the same for all of my clients. Let me know if you have any questions about this in the comments, and if you want more personal finance content, follow me and go check out the link at the top of my page for a lot of free resources you can get started with. You got this, friend.